Shalom Akim. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash, the bonus to the other apostles of great Millstone who teach and rule, and Shalom to the sincere Akims, but in true sincerity. Shalom. In this lesson, I want to, which is going to be in Intransit, I want to talk about various topics, and these are things that happen unto me. So I actually want to talk about that a little bit as well. A little bit of testimony, actually. I've been going through a couple of mental things, and which basically made me also very tired in the flesh, like physical. And I've been battling demons in my mind lately a lot, and the thing that we just got to do is we got to push on, and let me just start with the topics. But first thing that I actually want to talk about is that the Most High talks through the Spirit. Gives you messages through the brothers, and in Hebrews chapter 11 verse 1, 1 verse 1, it says, the Most High with sundry times and in diverse manner spake in times past to our fathers by the servants the prophets, which means that if you believe that the man you're surrounding yourself with to do the work of Yahawah, if you believe that those men are set up by Yahawah, the prophets, the Most High is going to use them to help you and guide you through the Spirit, on a very spiritual level. He's gonna tell you things. They're gonna pull precepts for you, without you even realizing what the message is at first. Because that's basically what happened to me today. Yesterday I made a video with one of the brothers, and he dropped today. He dropped 2 precepts, and he spoke about how that he actually wanted to use those precepts in the life lesson from yesterday. But then I read the precepts, and then I basically responded to it like, this goes into this and this goes into that, and the first scripture that he posted was that we have to endure hardness as a good soldier for Yahawashi, which means endure goes into the word enduro, which means to make hard, which means to become better and stronger. Because if you make something hard, it's going to become stronger, and that is going to happen through the affliction that you go through, the lessons that you learn from it. You basically getting back up, when you was basically, being put down, The same with what Rocky said, in the movie. It doesn't matter how many times you get, he said it doesn't matter if you get, I'm gonna roughly paraphrase it because it's been a while, but it basically says it doesn't matter if you get knocked down, what matters is if you get back up. This morning I was driving in my car to work, and then the Spirit just hit me like, hey, the precepts that the brother posted, they were a message to me. They were for me, they were meant for me. I'm not saying that the precepts were not good precepts for the lesson, but I through the Spirit I knew like, hey, these precepts were also meant for me as a message. That whatever we go through, we need to endure, we need to become hard through the affliction that we go through. the other precept that he used was that we should not, he that warreth entangled not himself with the affairs of this world. You know, and that made me realize, like, hey, maybe I'm thinking too much, you know, concerning the people of this world and the affairs of this world, you know, concerning my biological family, you know. But that made me realize, like, hey, you should not be worried about it. If you also look at the brothers and the truth, you know, Scripture also says, you know, he that forsaketh father, mother, houses, wives, brethren, children, sisters, for my name's sake, you know, shall receive 100-fold in the kingdom. You know, so we should not have the mindset that we should be too busy with things like that in our mind. You know, because as it says in the next topic, it says, "Don't allow Satan to take away your mental peace." You know, Satan is gonna try to stimulate your flesh, to make you go carnal. You know, he's gonna try to take away the peace that we have for Bahasham Yahawashi, because it has to be a comfort unto you when you go into the scriptures and you read that if you forsake your father, mother, you know, your brothers, sisters, wives, children, you know, for basically for Bahasham Yahawashi, you know, that you shall receive 100-fold in the kingdom. That's got to be a comfort unto you. You know, and then this goes, you know, the second topic goes into many topics as well, you know, because everyone can apply it to himself. But, you know, we should not allow Satan to take away the mental peace that we have, whether it's thoughts that he puts in our mind concerning brothers, which personally I myself am someone, I feel very messed up when I have these thoughts. You know, I feel very messed up. You know, so should we all. And you know, sometimes it just can get to me, you know, and sometimes these thoughts become too much, and you start to overthink too much. You know, you start to think of problems instead of, you know, solutions or positive things, while Scripture also says that, you know, principalities, you know, are not able to separate us from the love that we have, you know, through Yahawashi. You know, they're not able to separate us from, you know, the love of the Most High through Yahawashi. You know, which these principalities goes into these demons, you know, which put thoughts in our minds, you know, and make us think certain thoughts. You know, and that should be confident to you as well, that in the book of Romans chapter 8 it talks about that, you know. So the last topic that I actually want to talk about is concerning you know, sow now and reap later. And this is actually something that my colleague told me today, and you know, another brother told me Saturday that I should be more spiritual concerning what even heathens might say. They might say something and they might not realize themselves what they're talking about, you know. But if you're a spiritual man, you can pick up on the messages that they are basically bringing you, you know. Because, you know, that specific colleague is someone that has a lot of extra hours. You know, he's an Edomite. You know, he has a lot of extra hours. So he's able to take off a week here and there, and here and there, and here and there. So what had happened was, it's an inside joke, is today he came back from his week off. So we spoke a little bit about it, and I said, yeah, actually I want to take a week off as well, you know, it would be nice. You know, I'm really actually, I could use that as well. And then I was thinking, he basically went into, yeah, your time will come, you know. And then he said, you gotta sow now and reap later. And then I was like, man, that just hit my spirit, like that was so on point. Because in this truth, You know, we're actually sowing right now. You know, we're sowing the word, we're doing the work for Bahasham Yahawashi, and eventually we're gonna reap. You know, which is gonna be, you know, the reward that we're gonna receive is the kingdom and the benefits that come with it. You know, but sowing is what a farmer does, and husbandman, which is performing labor, work. You know, which also means that just right now, you know, it's not time for us to rest. We just got to sow and do our things, and our time to relax will come in the kingdom. So I already was meditating upon it. Yeah, you're right. You know, I just got to sow now, do the work now. You know, grow from it as well, become hard as well. You know, just push through the fatigue. Just push through the fatigue. Continue laboring. You know, for Esau as well. You know, and for Bahasham Yahawashi, of course, first and foremost. And eventually we're gonna reap. You know. So that was something that hit home very hard, and it just hit my spirit like, hey, this is something else, man. This is also something that was like, yeah, man, something that, you know, even heathens, you know, they can give you spiritual messages. So considering this Intransit, considering various topics, I went through the fact that, you know, the Most High is, through the Spirit, is gonna basically give you messages through the brothers, you know, which can be scriptural messages, which can be advice or other things that you can do, which, you know, it's not always easy, you know, to accept those things or to do something with it, but as time progresses in this truth, you will realize, like, you know, the advice that comes with it, you know, that the brothers give you, is going to be beneficial unto you, because we're all, you know, Jake is stiff-necked, you know, so we're going to be, you know, going to be stubborn. But the thing is, you got to learn. You're going to need to make mistakes in order to learn from that as well. That's called experience, you know. You're going to try things, it doesn't work. Okay, maybe I should have listened to the brother, you know. Then you're going to try what the brother spoke about, and then it works. You know, you're going to be like, oh shit. Then you'll be like, man, you know, brothers were right, you know. And another thing that I spoke about in this Intransit is that you should not allow Shaitan to take away your mental peace. And of course, he's going to come in your mind. He's going to try to mess you up. And the hardest part is, because I'm dealing with this a lot, is getting rid of those thoughts, you know, and just have peace with the thoughts that come in your mind, and not let it take away your mental peace. You know, which, if you're dealing with certain demons, you can rebuke them, of course, in the name of Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi. Agi-ika Shatan, Arashaika Shatan, Natap Mayan Shatan, Bahasham Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, Bahasham Qadash. You know, that's one way. Another way would be to listen to basically natural music, you know, natural instruments, you know, not those crazy artificial things, but actual instruments. And of course, the best weapon that we have against demons is fasting and prayer. You know, pray for the Most High to take away those demons, you know, and fast, you know, and afflict yourself, you know, because that's very pleasing unto Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. You know, but when you're going through the mental attacks from Shaitan, you should not, you know, allow Shaitan to take away your mental peace. You know, this is something that, you know, another brother, you know, the brother from Germany, he told me as well. Like, you should not be too. Basically, he said to me, like, you should not be bothered too much by those thoughts. You know, you should not let it harm you that much. You know, and another thing, the last thing, is that we have to sow now and reap later. We got to do the work now, you know, which is also laboring for Isa Edom Sukkah white men upon the earth. But eventually, we're going to reap the benefits of everything that we've done. You know, everything that we're going through, you know, it's gonna provide us with the experience and the things that we need, you know, to grow and make it into the kingdom, which is, you know, when we're gonna reap, you know, the reward of everything we've done. You know, when you look back on those things, you were happy that you went through those things because it made you the man that you needed to become for Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. You know, so Lord willing, this lesson was edifying, and I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, great Millstone, who teach and rule well. Shalom to the sincere, actions, burnish truth and sincerity. Shalom.